Hey everyone, how's it going? You can see I finally got this guitar build finished. So right now, just gonna play it a little, see how it sounds, and afterwards I'll give a bit more of a review, what I think of it, and how easy it was to build, stuff like that. So let's give this a listen. Alright, so I would say this guitar has a pretty good basic usable tone. This is all stock right now except for the tone capacitor, which I only changed because the one that came with it was bad. Nothing terribly fancy, but not bad either. I wouldn't hesitate to use it with these stock pickups. Then the very first video where I took a look at all the parts for this kit, there were a couple things that I mentioned that I want to come back to now. One was the fret ends stuck out a little bit, and the other was the neck pocket was a little bit loose. And actually, when I did that video, it was in the middle of the winter and it was really cold and dry, and So wood will naturally kind of shrink up in that cold, dry weather, which is actually why the fret ends were sort of sharp and it was a little loose in the neck pocket. And actually, once the weather warmed up, that isn't an issue anymore. You can't feel the fret ends anymore. The neck pocket was actually really nice and tight, like as nice a fit as you could want. And after I finished the neck and the body, that seems to have pretty much addressed like the raw wood shrinking. So I just wanted to point that out. So I really didn't have a whole lot of issues with this build. Let me just go through the ones that I did have real quick. First of all, this body came sealed. There was a coat of sealer on the body when it came, and that did make it hard to dye it, which was what I first tried. And when I screwed that up, I went ahead and painted it. And I mean, I can understand why they put the sealer on the body, because it certainly does help do a nice paint job. But as you can see, this turned out pretty nice with the gold paint that I've got on here. But if you are planning on doing like a dyeing the body or staining it or something like that, then that sealer is something to be aware of. I would check in the description of your kit that you're planning on building and see if it says the body is sealed or not. Second, the nut was fairly high. I had to actually sand quite a bit off of the bottom to get the action up on these frets here where I wanted it. And I mean, that's kind of to be expected. I would definitely rather have this too high than too low, because it's a lot easier to take off from the bottom of the nut than to shim it back up. Also, the neck pocket angle was a little bit off, so I did have to shim the neck to get the action down low enough. And I mean, all these issues are pretty much to be expected when you're doing a cheaper guitar kit build. Overall though, I'm pretty satisfied with this kit. It was a pretty straightforward build, not many big issues, and really came out with a pretty nice guitar. It sounds perfectly decent, plays good, feels good. I mean, I really wouldn't have a problem, taking this guitar to a gig as it is right now. If I were to upgrade this guitar, the main things that I would look at upgrading would probably be the electronics and the pickups and the nut. Like I said, it sounds usable, not bad or anything. I would just upgrade the switch and pots to maybe a little higher quality stuff, not necessarily that it would make it sound better, just to make it a little more durable. The pickups, I would probably want to switch to like some Seymour Duncans or something. That's just because I have a set in another Tele that I built and I really like how they sound. Again, I really think these stock pickups really sound pretty good for like cheap ceramic pickups from a kit guitar. I just know that the Seymour Duncans I have in my other guitar really get me the sound that I'm looking for from a Tele. And the nut, with the work I did on it, just shortening it to get the action down lower, it works. I think a Graphtec Tusk nut or something like that would be a nice upgrade though. As for the rest of the stuff, like the tuners, the bridge, it really seems pretty decent. Tuning stability is good. The tuners feel nice. They don't seem to slip or anything like that. The bridge is pretty sturdy. I did actually have to cut down the height adjustment screws because they were a bit too long. You know, you get a palm mute and got screws sticking in your hand. That then makes for a comfortable guitar. But once I cut those down, I just used a Dremel for that. It really is perfectly comfortable here. Oh, and one other thing I forgot to mention. The first thing I would actually upgrade would be the output jack here. That, I would say, is probably the flimsiest part of this guitar kit. So that's going to be about it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, want to give it a thumbs up, that'd be great. Really help out the channel. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.